we'll start with you. 18 kills. That's a season high for you this year. I talked with Alyssa before the match about what happened on the road trip. Maybe a little bit of a lack of offense. That was a focus coming into today. Not only did you bring that, but you brought it at a 462 clip. You did 462 in this match. What was your focus personally going into today, and how do you think that translated out there?
Today I was focusing on just playing my game. I think on the road I was trying to do too much, and today I was just trying to put the hammer down, and that's what I did today.
And so, I mean, that's putting the hammer down has kind of been your specialty this year. Very powerful swings, but you also have shown that ability, and you did tonight, to occasionally you had the two-handed push across. You go with the left-hand soft tip. How much does that present as an advantage to you to be so powerful and that be such a strong suit for the defense facing you that you can use those other unique ways to score?
Yeah, definitely. When we get out of system, having the tools in your back pocket is really good. If you get an offset or if you're too tight, you see the big block up there. Having the tip down the line or the push to cross is really helpful to a hitter.
And then, Serina, I want to ask you, being a freshman, this was kind of one of the first times you really got to have some big run for a long stretch of points, both in the second and in the third set. First career kills, you had 4 of them. First career blocks, you had 2 of them. What was just your initial reaction to finally getting that and having those on the score sheet?
It was kind of like I don't know. It felt really good. I was just a little bit. I think I went in a little bit nervous, but I just wanted to know that I can shake it off and I can play my game. And it was really fun because I love this team. Just getting to play with them and play volleyball felt really good.
And I'm wondering if you feel it when you're on the court. We've talked about this Cavalier volleyball team as just physically not being very tall, not as tall as especially some of the other teams you'll see in the SAC. You're the tallest team on this roster. Do you feel that when you're out there as like an advantage for you guys and somewhere you can contribute?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel like I'm that tall, but I know that I am. So it does feel, yeah, sure.
And then I'll ask both of you just what you thought about the homecoming crowd tonight. They were very energetic, really good to get a sweep in front of them. They seemed to have a lot of fun. I'm sure it was the same way for you guys having fun winning in front of that crowd.
I definitely think having their energy tonight played into our win and given us energy to start off hot, especially because sometimes we struggle with that. So I really enjoyed having them here tonight.
I think it did bring us a lot of energy, and it was fun just to see the support. And I hope that now they realize that it's fun to cheer, and maybe they'll do it more.
All right, thank you both so much. I really
Thank you.
So, like you and I talked about before the match, and I just asked them, but there was a focus on improving the offense, and you guys got that today. And you progressively got better in each set, 25-15, then 11, then 8. And it seemed like you guys were just rhythmically scoring more, getting together, getting in the system a lot more quickly. What did you learn about your team to focus on that in practice and have it come to fruition pretty just blatantly obviously?
That's what we just talked about at the end of the game. We went into the locker room, and I just told them how proud I was of them to take what we're doing in practice and put it into a game, which sounds like a normal thing to do, but sometimes you get caught up in the game and you forget the things that you just worked on in practice. And so I was really proud to see, and I think they were excited to see their hard work in practice pay off in the game. Like you said, offense was an emphasis for us this week, and we did just that. I mean, we were hitting from all angles, so it was just really fun to see them get excited about their improvement in their offense, and I think it's just going to set us up well for Friday.
You guys were really good on the block too, which has been the strong suit this year. You lead the SAC in blocks per set, but a lot of times in a match like this where you focus on one thing, the other thing that you're usually good at can get away. How good does that feel to you as the head coach that you still had that strong defensive night too to go along with the offense?
It feels great. You're exactly right. My assistant and I have talked about how sometimes it can be frustrating. We focus on one thing, and then in another area we kind of struggle a little bit. And so it can be hard to do a really great job at all things. And I think that we were able to do that tonight. And I think, that shows in the scores. And again, just kind of gives us that confidence boost for our next SAC game.
Season high for Kaylee Scarce with 18 kills, 4 short of her career high, 22. we talked to her, but what did you see from her out there that was so successful?
She was very consistent. Sometimes as a power hitter, you struggle with consistency. You end up making a little bit more errors, and she was very consistent with her service eve, her hitting, even her blocking. I mean, she may have not got a lot of blocks, but she set the block really well for her middle. So I think just good, consistent volleyball from her.
And this is a program in your second year that is trying to kind of prove itself. I think not just within the SAC, but even here on campus as like this is a fun team. We're good. We're winning games and matches. And it seemed like that kind of paid off tonight too with a big crowd. How did that feel for you, seeing that crowd there, supporting your team and cheering you guys on?
It felt really good. It always feels good to be supported, and especially by fellow athletes. Those are their friends, and so I'm sure that was exciting for them to see them there, and they were very loud. We appreciate all of their support. It definitely helped us get the win, and yeah, it was just nice to play at home with a big crowd that actually is loud, because sometimes in our big gym it can feel like there's nobody there, but they were loud enough that it felt like it.
Did it feel like your team fed off of that? And I know Kaylee mentioned it that she really thought that way, but for everybody else, did it feel that way too, that they really fed off the energy?
Absolutely. Something we've struggled with this season is starting off strong. And we started off strong this game. And I do think, like Kaylee mentioned before, it did have to do partly with the crowd, being their friends, but also being loud kind of gave us that extra little bit of energy to get going from point one.